Okay, so episode 4 of the Marathon Deathworld stuff, and we're picking up pretty much where we left off. All the bots doing the things, making all the builds, and there's a bunch of little things to deal with first. So the thing I noticed was all of this iron is getting used by all these cogs, which is turning into cogs, which is going past these things which need plates, and into the red belt stuff. And I actually need these cogs machines to not use all that plate. I need some of it to be here for the inserters, so that I can actually make inserters, because the thing this build needs is a lot of inserters. They're all missing. So the next part of that is I need some other stuff. Make a bunch of these. Don't actually make the circuits, just these inserters are putting everything on the belt for the sides and the upgrades, whereas I want a lot of them to stay in the chests so that the construction robots can get them. So actually I'm going to do all of these, aren't I? So this one wants to only put inserters on the belts if I have more than, say, 40 of them. Sure. This one's the same, and these two are the same as well, except instead of belts we're doing... well, okay. So now... yeah, there we go. 12 in the chest, 12 allocated for pickup. That means they're all going to go into the build. Now the other thing I need to do is get these guys iron again, because I kind of just stopped that. So I think all of this is going to happen differently, and I'm going to have to figure out how to get iron in here. Take off the upper priority and so now all of those guys have iron, which is cool. He has iron, yes he has iron. This one is still taking iron, but I'm kind of okay with that, because these ones still get plates from here, so sure. This... can I put this radar somewhere else? I can put the radar... I guess there, sure. Let's do this thing. So that's still working. And then the other question is, can I... and the answer to this might also be yes. Left. Okay, so now we've got kind of the same setup, where all of this iron is being directed into this build, and leftover iron from this thing is also going into this build, except now there's a lot more iron. Let's actually also downgrade this guy so we won't steal all of the iron. So now I'm making inserters, which is cool. Inserters are getting built over here. There's still a lot to do, but it'll do its thing. That's the first thing. A variety of other things I wanted to do, including cutting the blue sides again in the same way, because I want a lot of red chips. Because all of this is just going to get turned into green chips, and I need... actually, the other thing I might do is I might do that, and also effectively cut electric engines and drone parts, so that all of the green chips go through to the that was the other thing I was going to do. So many things to do. I want to prod mod all of these guys, so with the limited amounts of green chips I have, I get as many red chips as possible. Because we're going to have to build a lot more of the electric furnaces. I think I got some sulfur there. I did. things I don't care about. So yeah, so I have these engines to make locomotives with, which is going to be an important thing. What else did I need to do? There were a couple of other things I needed to do. The other thing I needed to do... How's the map? Yeah, the map's generally okay. What were you guys shooting at? A little expansion party? Sure. Are you guys shooting at things yet? You don't seem to have any corpses, and you have not actually dealt with any attacks yet. Fine. I'm happy with that. This bit's still a bit of a mess, but whatever. We're going to go there soon. The thing we need to do is over here, we're using like 70 megawatts, and this guy's making 40. So we have to go and fuel another one of these reactors, and we're currently just running down these steam tanks. So we're going to go over there. May as well take the heat exchangers. Then, so is it... I need 5 exchangers, 16 turbines, and then that, like... This isn't even because I need these. This is still a much larger build than I need for 2 reactors, but I just like to not have the blinking things. Okay, so let's get everything we need for 5 heat exchangers and like 2 turbines. Pipes are the other thing I need. Oh yeah, because if I'm going to do that, I actually need to put the things in the boxes. That's a fairly important step. 5 exchanges, and then a lot of cogs. I don't actually need the steel for that. Okay, steel can go back, but I'm going to need it for the engines again. A lot of cogs, a lot of copper, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that's all of that I need. That can go back. Does anybody need coils? I guess you need coils over there. You go. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of these as well. I think I just made more prod mods than... Yeah, I think I just made more prod mods than efficiency modules, but the ones I really want are the efficiency modules because I need to mine with them. More cogs than I need. Put some of the cogs back. What else do I need to... Okay, I can make the locomotives later. The thing I actually need to do is go and visit the nuclear power station and turn it onto 2 reactors. Actually, these things I can probably get to make. Nope, because I need steel. And I've still got all the pipe. Okay, I didn't actually need all of that pipe. I can put some of the pipe back. Because now I can get some more steel. 20 locomotives is, you know, a start. And because there's also a couple of things I needed to do up here, kind of on the way. The first is that those want to be in the logistics network, and let's also upgrade the amount of landfill we're making. Take that landfill out of there and put it like in here. Okay, so now the bots should be able to build the rest of the stuff that they hadn't. And yeah, we're seeing some bots kick off to do that, so that's nice. The other thing is that this coal line through here, I don't think needs to exist now that we've got a train supply. Because we've got 2 lines through here. Can I just... I think I cut blue signs, but I've still got a bunch in a box. We'll just continue working through useful things. Yeah, I've got a splitter here, so I can just straight up... Oh cool, that stuff's done. That's the last of all of my starter patches. I used to have starter iron here, which is long gone. Copper here, gone. The last of the coal here. Stone was over here and is gone, and then this one is also gone, but I haven't removed the things yet because it's not in rubber port range, but whatever. But yeah, I've got a splitter over there, which does mean that I can just do this kind of stuff. And now I will feel happier about the way the coal is supplied, which is nice. But I've still got more coal than I need. Let's have that much coal, fine. Okay, let's go over. We'll let him go first. Let's go to the nuclear plant, because we've got a couple of things to do there. How's everything going? So I've actually finished making the inserters, which is nice. And everything is waiting on cogs? Okay, fine. I'm actually going to turn that one back into a fast inserter then. I am in fact where I need to be. Okay, do you also have, now you're down to 12 bots, I did cut that, that's good, okay. Have some turbines, have some exchanges in the opposite order. You guys can go and build those things, and then am I even going to connect the rest of these pipes yet? I don't think I am. I still like the ones that are connected to the turbines. These ones feeding into this pipe are, but these ones feeding into this pipe are still not actually connected to the turbines. But whatever, do not care. You can have some. You can have some. Okay, you've got one more stack than this guy, so we can do that. I apparently have quite a lot of blue science built up. Okay. So now you're making 80 megawatts, and you're making 80 megawatts because neighborhood bonus, and I'm not using nearly that much, but that's fine. I've got a lot more steam tanks to fill, so I'm kind of okay with how that's worked out. You guys are still processing, and your trains are both still over here doing your train things? Sure. Okay. So we've done that. We've done these two things. Was I going to maul some other stuff? I think there was some other stuff I was going to maul, but I think the first things I need to do are actually turn this into a green chips build, so let's go back down there. That might actually be the fastest way to do that, is go via the copper thing. Sure. Yeah, tanks are starting to fill with steam. When I get, either when I do a new build or when I get the green chips online, which is not going to be yet, that number's going to kick off more, like a lot more. But actually I didn't actually want to be on this side yet because I realized something else. So this is going to be our green chips build. The other thing I would like the bots to be working on, because it's pretty straightforward, is a steel build. And where's a nice long straight piece of track? Copy that. This is going to be one of, it's not flamethrower range, which is nice, sort of the main infrastructure bits of track. I'm going to try and keep all of these one way. And I think, yeah, I might end up playing around with these in a non-interesting way, because I'm not actually sure that I want them coming out here, but I might do that between episodes because rail stuff is not super interesting. Because what I want to do, if I can figure out where this forest ends and put it in a decent way, is put in some more lanes that will be why am I leaving the car there? The car is still faster than I am. These aren't going to be green chips, these are going to be steel. I mean, it's the ore station of the steel node, that's why it's called that. But all of this, because of steel, wants to get done differently. We're still going to be using a lot of these guys, That's probably what I should be doing with my handcrafting queue, is making a lot more of these things. I reckon if I have 2 out like that, and continuing like so, then something like that. The ones in the middle are going to need to be upgrade planted, but I'll do that in a bit. If I do something like that, then I can do this old speedrunner trick of, like, this is the blueprint I need, and this would have been easier in map view. Okay, this is the input one, I don't need that. This is the output one, and is going to continue. But that's going to be our blueprint for, like, a lane of steel. Oh yeah, and I said I need to upgrade to plan that, and that is true. This needs to be upgrade planned to, like, here. Okay, and then I need to... because the thing I'm thinking about now is, can I actually... if I start from... okay, maybe I need to be a little further down because I need to be able to see all of it. If I do grab all of this... this actually would have been a lot easier on map view, than I wouldn't have to worry about my walking speed. Can I... yeah, let's do that. Okay, so these things are sharing output belts, but that's fine because they're going to be kind of slow anyway. These are, I'm pretty sure these still have the train station numbers because they came from the blueprint, so that's fine. So really all I need to do now is handcraft a bunch of big power poles because I'm going to need them. And, you know, we'll more all of this stuff later once we've got more things online. But for now, we're not. 7 of those might be enough, probably won't be. There, where's more iron? These guys have iron for me? They do have iron for me. Some copper, these guys have copper for me. Okay, so we're making a lot of those, and then the other thing I wanted to make was a lot of these. I should actually pick up some green chips and turn all those engines and stuff into locomotives first. That's going to be the thing that will clean out the inventory the most. Handcrafting queue is a resource. 2, why? Steel? I don't actually need the metal for that, okay fine. I can have some more of those. This will also get rid of things. Give me this, was that? I've got 2 spots left, that's okay. Another 8 trains. 7 is actually the number of trains I want. Okay. Then build the rest of those, and then I need to... then I've ended up with a lot of stuff in my inventory that I kind of don't care about, which is the downside of mass... actually, I did want those. I was going to say the downside of mass handcrafting. You guys can have stuff. I actually wanted the chips because the chips need to be over here making me modules. A lot more cogs than I need. Okay. You like cogs. What else likes cogs? These guys like cogs. How many flamethrowers do I have? 133. That's going to be enough for a while. Okay, fine. Lots of red chips. Then I need the steel and the stone. 14 things, do I care about that? I don't care about that. Steel, stone, make a lot more of these guys. Make a lot more of these guys. Need more steel. Good times. There's no more steel in there. Actually, wait. Yeah, so let's actually take these to the other box. Do I need more concrete? I don't need more concrete yet. Yep, make a lot of modules. Okay. So, I'm actually going to throw down a passive provider box here so I don't have to walk anywhere else. But you're going to need some of those. You're going to need all the furnaces that I'm making and still making. and let's figure out how we're going to get power down there. So if I have one here, they can kind of lead power down this way. Where's it connecting? Where is... Oh, I've already got... I'm doing this thing here. Okay, so let's do this thing like so, I guess, and that also makes those connect, and then... I don't know what I'm doing with this cliff. Maybe this cliff stays, maybe it goes. Okay, fine. After all of that, what I actually need is to be down there myself, because I don't have radars yet. And that's a thing I can fix, and will fix. Radar, rubber port, because it's not... Where's it going to go? It's going to go to about there, so I can put one like here. Sure. One there. Actually, let's get this radar out of the way. This is valuable rubber port range space. Oh yeah, and then talked about power, and then didn't actually do anything about power, so let's do that as well. So that's like that. You can also go over there. Actually, this is probably the category of things I'd rather do myself, because now it's powered. Now that's powered. And now the robots can have a good time. I think though, because the length of this means that I'm not going to be able to put roboports in the middle of it unless I did something different there, which I'm not doing. So I think instead roboports are going to go like... Where would thirds be? Roughly thirds? Roughly like that? Sure, and that'll let me build everything in the middle, and there'll be like a gap in the middle that doesn't have the logistics zone. But that's a thing I'll be okay with. Can I have... Yes, so now that's powered, and using a decent amount of power, which is always nice. Let's actually put that in there. That one also wants to... Okay, so now the bots have a lot of stuff to do. I need a lot of belt, I need a lot of inserters, I need a lot of other kinds of inserters. But that's going to basically be our steel build. You know, largely taken care of. And while the bots are doing that, I need to actually put together... Like, what does our rubber port network look like now? Yeah, it's a bit of a disaster. This intermediate bit needs to be rubber ported as well, so that they don't run out of charge and take ages going places, but that's also a thing I can deal with in a bit. I don't really have all that many productivity modules on me, but I think that's okay. I will deal with it. Yeah. So I had a bit of a play with some numbers to try and figure out how I wanted to make a lot of green chips in bulk, and the thing I kind of decided on was the ratio of 3 assemblers on coils to 1 on green chips. So actually, I think I'm going to need a lot of stack inserters. I don't have those either. Never mind. And I'm thinking about this not so much for Tech 2 assemblers with 2 productivity modules. I'm thinking about this in terms of Tech 3 assemblers, which we don't have yet, and productivity 3 modules in the chips, which we don't have yet, and beacons around the place, beaconing the assemblers doing coils slightly more than the assemblers doing chips, and beacons I also don't have yet. So this build is going to be bad, but it's going to eventually turn into a build that's good, or at least better, and in a way that I don't have to worry about like completely reorganizing things to scale into the productivity modules, which is a big deal. Are these guys still all happy? Oh, I didn't put radars there. That was the thing I should have done. Do we even have radars in? Someone has a radar somewhere, maybe, sure, whatever. things I can go back to and do later after I've got this set up. So the idea is these guys are going to do that, but they're also going to have to be stack inserters. Where am I getting the iron in? I think I'm actually getting the iron in if I go... Maybe, so I think this one also wants to be over here. Because the plan is kind of to have iron in like that. Does it actually need to be? Maybe it doesn't. Doesn't make a difference. Because I can still put a beacon here, like the space for that, and then that's going to go that way. Where am I getting? I'm going to use radars as placeholders for beacons. So I can't really put a beacon there because the other copper thing has to figure out how to get copper. So maybe that's coming in like that, and I don't know, something like this. So now I've got iron, stuff going out, beacons here. More beacons can go over here, though probably not like that. I want them offset so I can, for coverage reasons. Can I get more beacons in here? I don't think, because part of the rest of this plan is to go not is that way around? No, that way around. That's matching the thing, isn't it? Yes. To do something like this, because copying and pasting stuff makes it a whole lot easier. And I think that means if I do something, because the thing I want to do is, oh yeah, I don't know if they've talked about exactly how I'm rating this thing and deciding how big it will be. So we know from the chips recipe, which is 4 copper plates to 2 iron plates. That's why these are set up in the ratios that they are. Except then I also realized if I'm putting productivity modules in all of the coils, then either I'm going to need more iron to be able to kick this rate out, or I won't actually need as much copper. And in fact, I can't get rid of 3 of these things because the productivity modules in the coils will make up for that amount of smelting that I'm not doing and still be correctly ratioed to the right amount of iron that I've got coming in. Because otherwise I'd either have those furnaces filling up and doing nothing and just like capacity I'm not using and stuff like that. So when these are at full speed, these 3 dudes with their Tech 3 versions beaconed will use basically an entire yellow lane of copper, which means that I'm either circling the copper around to get to these ones, which I don't like so much, but the other thing that I'm playing with now that I might work is if I do something like this. So I guess that's going underneath there as well because it doesn't really have any other options. I could also make, is this going to need to be red anyway? It might need to be red anyway. That's a thing I can deal with later. Yeah, because then I can have another beacon like here. And does that tile nicely? Yes might be the answer to that. Oh yeah, so the idea is these lanes will eventually spit out a whole red well, these will quite quickly spit out a whole red lane of copper once I'm mining enough. I'd like each of these inputs to be a red lane of copper, and the iron to be going in through here and the chips to come back out the other way, because then as I expand the build over to the left, like the bits over to the left will be less useful once I beacon everything and everything happens in a smaller part of the build. So I'd like to be able to clip the last bit off, which means the resources have to go to the left and then the outputs have to come to the right. Is this actually going to be the thing I want to do? Like, how can I don't really want 2 beacons there. I would rather have 3 beacons there, and I can fit a third one here, but it's kind of bad. It would be... Is it kind of bad? These aren't touching anything else. How many beacons do these things have? This guy has 1, 2, 3. Is this guy only getting 3 beacons? I really wanted it to have more beacons. Like, this one is a little bit out of reach. Can I move all of that across? I can in fact move that across. Okay, fine. Let's see if we can do that again. That much of it I won't need. Yeah. Is there going to be... because this guy... yeah, if I move... let's also get rid of the bottom half, because I'm going to copy paste that again. If I move this much of it across one, then a beacon, this beacon, which is actually the same as this beacon when they're tiled, no, it's still out of range, isn't it? That's actually not the bit I need to move. I need to move this bit. Yes, so that these inserters are on the far side of this thing. Okay. Because now this guy is getting hit by 4 beacons, which is cool. Then that also means that this absolutely has to go up to a red belt, because it's going to get past that bit of it. You know, sure, we can do that. They're going to have to be red belt anyway. And is that... oh yeah, these... I'll upgrade those later. They're all going to have to be stack inserters. Where do I think the last question is, where do I fit in all of the power? Is that going to do everything I need it to? So if I do that, this guy's got 4 beacons. This guy has 3 beacons, and then this is 5 beacons, 4 beacons. I think that's enough. I think that works out kind of okay. Let's check on how this other build is going. Oh wait, I didn't have radars and I didn't give it radars. Okay, fine. But the things are waiting on long-handed inserters, and a lot of radars and a lot of train stations. Okay, fine. Let's be mildly helpful and give it those and train stations and radars. I don't have that many radars. Okay. Anyway, they'll just continue working on stuff. So yeah, I think there's going to be... oh no, they're building these radars. Never mind. Do I want those there? Do I want to slide them over a bit? Because I could also put that one there. Because like I had 2 options. I was either trying to figure out how to fit a splitter in here to feed both of these, which is going to be kind of nasty, so let's not do that. The other option is that it just snakes in there like so. would these guys be better offset? It doesn't actually make it. Does it make a difference if they're offset? 1, 2, 3. It would have to be offset by quite a bit for this one to reach the next one, and I don't think I care. I think I'm like, you know, whatever. They're going to be reaching the things that they need to. I could though. What would happen if I did? Is this? So he's still got this one. All of these three are covering these two. Is this one? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, this one is still. Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. So, you know, whatever. But I think that's going to be the red chips build I'm going to use once I. Actually, let's not do that yet. Let's put in the rest of this, because some of this needs to be reversed. These can all go, and it wants to go like so. Okay. And then all of those yellow undergrounds want to be converted to red undergrounds. And I think actually once I have this being red built in and these being productivity 3 modules, this will actually need to be will need to be a blue belt out. But okay, that's. I've already got deletion planner here. I can just go deletion planner for radars, because I don't actually need any of those radars at the moment, and they're not going to be radars. They're going to be that one I wanted to say, whatever that was. They are going to be beacons once I have beacons. Should they be? How's this guy getting power? He's getting power from here. Okay, fine. Yeah. So I think now, I think I'm happy enough with that as a plan. Also, did these end up? These ended up exactly the distance I liked. That's kind of funny. Sure. Okay, so take this thing and we'll put it where, because I kind of I kind of want a bit of an access path, but also these 3 furnaces are getting deleted later, but also I need some space to maneuver some other things around. Everybody getting rid of all the things they don't need. Is there other stuff around here? I don't care about those trees, they can stay. Why is... Oh yeah, there's so much empty space here because of these beacons, isn't there? Okay. This belt is getting in the way of my copy paste. I think I want 8 of these in total. 8. Okay, yeah, and now let's... There, it should not be in the way of... any of the beacons that I'm going to build later. Can this one also just be here? I think it can. Okay, so now we're making green chips. And, okay, we're not actually making green chips. We've got a plan for a green chips build, which is not the same thing. Is that actually off by 1? I think I wanted it to arrive here, didn't I? I wanted... What happens if I do that? If I do this, does everything still get the beacons it needs? I mean, this one no longer stretches, but this one does. So I think putting it off by a tile like that is actually fine. Okay. The thing is, these are also not using a full belt of red yet. I actually need to split some of these off and take it down to the other places. But, you know, things I'll deal with later. Everyone likes splitters. So that's more of a plan, and a bunch of stuff is going to get built, which is nice. Let's give these guys the productivity modules and the furnaces, because I built some more things. And yeah, now there's a bunch of train plugging, which I might leave out of the episode because that's not so interesting. And I finished making the radars as well, so that's... Oh no, there's a couple that haven't been built. That's fine. Got some places where I can put steel. Got some places where I can put a lot of green chips. And I think we'll leave it there. Let's do a couple of things and check on the cloud. The cloud is fine. Is that an expansion? There's a hole in one of the minefields. No, it might just be generally reduced pollution. And also it would attack me here, which I'm fine with, so we're going to ignore that. These guys are filling up their steam tanks, which is cool. And I'm back to about 60 because I'm not building more stuff yet, so that's fine. This front is still going to be a mess. More expansions down here. Stable enough, but yeah, I think next episode is going to be a lot of stuff about trains, and then I guess we get to turn this build on once I've plugged in a lot of trains and figured out whether or not it actually does the things it needs to, which is, you know, always one of those issues. And yeah, so one of the reasons that this is set up like it is, and this is spoilers for much later, but people have probably already seen some of this coming, is that if I have some beacons here like this, and I have... Do I actually have a radar? Yeah, I do have a radar here, cool, fine. An actual radar, as opposed to one of these, like, pretending to be beacons things, is that the later plan is to be able to grab all of this, like so, and not the rails because they might need to be tweaked a little, and press a button, not that button, this button, and smash these in here, and have another train station to the south, and have double my green chips production, and be able to put it on the same train station taking them away. So that's one of the things we're going to do later, once we're a bit further along, but we're not there yet. But that's also one of the reasons why this has been lined up in the way that it has. And is my mall waiting on? It's waiting on gears, which is still a thing I'm manufacturing kind of slowly, but yeah, so this situation is not as optimal for getting all the metal into the gears, but, you know, whatever. Did we get to see an attack? There was an attack. I killed it with fire. Yeah, okay. I'll do some boring train plugging in between episodes, and then we'll come back for the interesting stuff and turn it back on, and hopefully, yeah, then we'll be into scaling, and then we'll be able to turn the science back on, because I'm pretty sure that's stopped as well. But yeah, good times.